You know, I'm not done with this Jeep yet because I enjoy working on this thing. And I honestly do. I'm not just blowing smoke here. It's a pretty stressful thing I do for a living, dealing with IT stuff all the time. And it's complicated, and you have to know a lot, and you have to constantly be learning a lot. And sometimes things are so complicated and there's so many moving parts, and technically speaking, that you feel like you don't really have much control. And when I'm working on this thing, it's kind of the polar opposite of that. So if you're wondering why it's taken me, I don't know, we're going on 2, maybe 3 years of working on this thing. That's why the journey is what this is about for me, as much as the destination. I mean, I love this old Jeep. I've had some great times in it, but I'm also really loving working on it. So let's get working on it, shall we? All right, well, I told you that I needed some supplies. I need some more of these little 5/16 round head bolts with the hex drive in them to bolt the dash up, to finish bolting the dash up. So I'm gonna run down to Home Depot because I was looking online and it does look like they are supposed to have some of these. I'm gonna go get some. Then I was talking the other day about the fender flares and the marker lights and all that kind of stuff. I ordered the flares and a few other things from Quadra-Trek the other day. It's been a while since I've been shopping for parts, and so now I'm getting those businesses back up and running, doing my part to keep the economy moving along, and those parts aren't here yet. But they're on the way, so quite likely before I get this video in the can, they'll be here and I'll be able to put them on. So it's bolts. I ordered a couple of the little bushings or whatever, I don't know what you want to call them, but they're like a flat rubber grommet bushing kind of thing that goes into the grill and the hood and that to keep, you know, metal from sitting on metal all the time. I ordered those from Quadra-Trek as well. So I probably will not set the hood up there just yet. And as soon as I say that, then my little brain starts going, hey, there might be a way to do that. So there might be a way to do that, might do it. But anyway, first things first, off to Home Depot. All right, well, the grinding is done, and I now have bolts all around the perimeter of this thing, except for, oh, that son of a gun, it's in the defroster vent. So I'm going to tilt the windshield down. I'm going to put a towel down inside of the vent so that when I drop the screw in there, or the nut in the washer, which I inevitably will, they won't get lost clear down in the heater vent. So anyone want to take any bets on how often I drop that thing? I'm guessing, let's say probably 4 times before I get it. Because what I've got to do is I've got to reach down from the top in the heater vent, in the vent where I can show you. So I'm going to put the bolt through, then I have to come in from either side here and put a washer and a nut on the backside. We'll see how that goes. I bet it's not going to be easy. There you go. There's the prize for watching Dawn do this crazy Jeep. I got that thing and I only dropped it once. So 2 tricks that I pulled here that I think worked out pretty well. So the plastic part that is the vent was pulled, it was kind of wanting to be compressed together. So it was pulled away from the back of the dash. So I put a clamp in here. Obviously I put a little towel on this side to protect my paint job. So that's squeezed the plastic part tight back against the thing here, which gave me plenty of threads to work on. And then, in that little flash of brilliance there, which I will admit is a pretty substantial flash of brilliance, I put a piece of tape around my finger with the sticky side out. I stuck the nut to it, and then I was able to get my finger in there and hold it over the thing, and let's see if I can just prove that it worked. I doubt you can see it, but Well, maybe you can, just right above the towel there. That nut is on that bolt. Well, we will take our wins where we can get them, right? So that was a pretty good win on the dash. I feel pretty good about that center bolt that I thought was really going to be the nightmare. It turns out it was worse trouble over on the passenger side, over there along the door opening, getting those bolt holes ground out enough to get my bolts through there. These holes right here there's one here and one over there. Those are for the grab bar. And then there's the 2 bolt holes, obviously, for the door, for the glove box. I've got that here. These holes right here are not drilled out. So what those are is when you fold up the windshield, you know, on the windshield frame, there's a plate that bolts to the frame and has one big bolt through there. And it's got those big kind of hand crank knobs that you can tighten your windshield down. So that if you're out on the trail, you can unscrew those and lay the windshield down. Obviously, there's not even a hole there, so there's no way there's a nut on the back side of it. However, I'm not all that worried about having a nut back there to be able to undo those on the fly, because you just never really do. You know, you got your bikini top hooked to the top or something. It's rare, if ever, that I ever really put the windshield down. So we'll do the same thing. I'll drill those out, get them ready for the bolt. I'll bolt the plate in and call it good. Cowl vent back in place. This screw right here was giving me a little bit of trouble for a minute there. I had a little filler or Bondo or something in the screw hole, so I just took a little tiny drill bit that had like a hex, adapter on it, and just did it with my fingers, just twirled it a little bit in there, cleaned that hole out, got the screw in. So all those screws are down. That's plastic, that thing. And it doesn't look quite as good as the paint on the cowl underneath it, but it almost looks kind of black. We'll leave that for now and see how it looks once we get it out in the harsh light of day. All right, well, I think we've hit a spot where it's probably okay to wrap this up. So we made some good progress on the inside of the tub. Got plenty of work to do. I'm going to go out in the Jeep graveyard out inside the house out there and track down some parts off the old stuff. And then next time you see me, I may or may not be putting the grill in. And if I do put the grill in, then I can order my radiator. I have not got the stuff I ordered so far from Quadratech. So I do have a shipment coming in. Part of it is the rubber bushings that go on the top of the grill for the hood to rest on, so that it's not resting on the fenders. So I don't really want to set the hood on till I get that, but I will be happy to be able to get that hood back on the Jeep because it's a pain in the butt to move it every time I want to move stuff around. But for now, again, I'm putting a wrapper on this one, and I will see you next time around.